Thank you, and may God bless you once again for joining me on Sikam Perol on YouTube. If today happens to be your first time on this great platform, please don't forget to subscribe. After clicking on the subscription button, click on the bell also. If you click on the bell, it's going to open some options for you. Select from the options or notifications. So doing will enable you to receive all future video uploads that I'm going to do on this platform. In the same way, if this content is good, it is okay for you, please hit on the like button. Liking the video triggers the YouTube algorithm in promoting this particular video further. In the same way, don't be a selfish person. Share this video to enable it to move from the YouTube platform to go to other social media platforms. And in a better way, you can also recommend this channel to your friends, family, and colleagues. Thank you, and may God bless you that you are going to do that. I feel so proud to have you once again. I feel so proud to once again leverage on this video broadcasting to be dialoguing with you always. Thank you, and you are welcome once again. The subject of discussion today is I'm still prioritizing Africans. I'm still prioritizing Ghanaians in diaspora, Kenyans in diaspora, Ethiopians in diaspora, Tanzanians in diaspora, Congolese people in diaspora, Togolese people in diaspora. Most importantly, all Africans in diaspora. See, I believe there are still some common knowledge, there are still some common education that we can, extend to one another to help us to live a very productive life in any place that you may be finding yourself and you may be chancing on this video and that's watching right now. You see, when we move from Africa to the Western world, like a place like America, Canada, Europe, United Kingdom, Japan, any place you may be finding yourself, we have two main means of getting an accommodation. It's either you are eligible to rent a place, rent a unit within an apartment. You can either rent a unit within an apartment, or if it's possible for you and you've been working good and be saving good, you can also go for a mortgage option. And if I say a mortgage, it simply means in a place like America, in a place like Canada, in a place like the UK, in most places in the West, mortgage simply means your ability to harness or leverage on your savings to be able to use it as a down payment, to be able to use it as a part payment, to be able to use it as a 10% or maybe say 20% payment into any property that you want to buy. In simple terms, you've been renting a unit within an apartment for maybe say 10 years and you are like fed up, you are like tired, and you feel like, why not? I've been working for almost about 10 years. I've been able to save, let's say, $20,000. I've been able to save, let's say, 20,000 euros or maybe say 20,000 pounds sterling. And when you spoke to your realtor gave you an education that maybe it's possible for you to, leverage on your $20,000 in your account, on your 20,000 euros in your account, on your maybe say 30,000 euros or pounds sterling in your account, to be able to acquire a mortgage. And acquiring the mortgage simply means buying a property, buying a house, buying yourself a home. And when you buy this property, because you don't have all the money to pay upfront, the bank is going to support you, take your down payment and buy the property for you and split the rest of the money left in the property for you to pay for the period of, let's say, 20 years, 30 years, 25 years, depending on your own age, depending on the job that you're doing, depending on the income that you are making every month. And they can just go into terms with you and reach a very comfortable and convenient agreement with you. So that as they take your down payment and buy you the property and you become the property owner, as you live in the facility, then you are working to pay the rest of the money left for the property to become yours. It is very popular. This mortgage, acquiring mortgage is very popular in America, it's very popular in Canada, it's very popular in the United Kingdom, it's very popular in most Western countries. And like I'm saying, it is a very good option. Okay, once you have the means, once you are eligible to be on that path, it is very, very important and it's very, very profitable, providing that you understand how it works. So If you hear of mortgage, or if you hear people in the diaspora, people living in other countries, I mean, sometimes talking about mortgage, acquiring a mortgage, buying a property, buying a home, buying a house, that is simply the meaning of the mortgage. Because come on, mind you, how many African immigrants in America, how many African immigrants in Canada, how many African immigrants in the United Kingdom can raise, let's say, $1 million, can raise, let's say, $600 million, can raise, let's say, 600,000 US dollar, can raise, let's say, 600,000 pounds, 600,000 euros, or 700,000 euros to be able to buy a property. How many Africans, immigrants in that particular country can do that? No, we cannot do that. But with the help of the bank, with the partnership of the bank, with the help of a realtor or of a real estate agent who understands this process, that person can coach you, can guide you through into securing a better property, that you can have the best of the payment terms that could be of benefit to you, so that it doesn't pressure you. That is it for the mortgage. And now with the renting too, so the renting comes in when you know that it is early days yet. I mean, you just entered America, just entered UK, just entered Canada. I mean, you just entered Australia, and you are still in your 5th year. I mean, you don't have enough money that you've been able to save to, qualify you to be able to secure a mortgage. So now you have to keep on renting. So maybe you've been renting like in a place like America. I mean, the basic rent in the state like Washington. If you are, renting a 2-bedroom unit within an apartment, you are expecting to pay $1,600 or $1,700 monthly. Washington State rent is super expensive. And sometimes you do ask yourself, for how long must you keep on, paying $1,600 every month for the 2 units that you are, occupying within the apartment? For how long must you keep on paying $1,700? For how long must you keep on paying $1,500 in the 2 units that you are occupying within the apartment? Sometimes even most of this apartment, it is like a condo. The condo belongs to somebody. Somebody has purchased this condo. And the person who purchased the condo has rented the condo to you, has leased the condo to you. And that person has maybe gone to far place within the state of Washington and is living there, living a very low life, living a very cheap life, and you are living in his property and you are paying for the property, whilst the property is never going to be yours. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I know a lot of friends that are living in condos, and the condominium that they are living in, it belongs to other people. Other people purchase those condominiums. And now they left that city that they are having the condominiums to maybe say a low income city, to maybe say a place where rent is very low within the state of Washington. Maybe it could even be a different state. And whilst they are there and they are making other money and they are saving their money for other bigger plans, you are living in their condo and you are paying the mortgage on the condo. You are paying the overall price on the condo. And mind you, you could be paying this for, let's say, the next 10 years to come. You could be paying this, let's say, in the next 15 years to come. The condo is never going to be yours because he just leased the condo to you. He just rented out the condo to you. So you are not the owner. You are not the landlord. You are not the landlady. So it's never going to be transferred into your name. You are only just living there as someone who has leased the property, who just rented the property. So sometimes basic wisdom, basic understanding, common sense should tell you, say, if you are eligible, if you have your residency documents, you are working, you are receiving good income, why must you keep on living in a place that you are paying it out for somebody? You are just helping somebody to own a place that is never going to be yours. Whilst if you have your residency documents, you can also leverage on your little savings to be able to acquire a property and be paying for yourself. In about, say, 20, 15 years to come, that property is going to be yours. So that is why most people has come to the conclusion that sometimes it doesn't make sense to be living in a place like America, to be living in a place like UK, to be living in a place like Canada, and you have your residency documents, you are working, you are making good amount of money at the ending of the month, and yet you are still renting. Whilst the same money that you are using to rent that unit within the apartment, you can be smart enough to save part of the money for the next 5 years ahead of us, and that money that you've been able to save, you can use it to secure a mortgage. We are all educating ourselves as Africans. We are all educating ourselves as people in a foreign land. If you want to be in Rome, learn how to live as Romans are living. That is the basic rule. So we are in America. How they are running the economy. This is a credit rating economy. This economy runs on a credit system. So once you have a very good credit record, and as I'm talking this too, I'm also emphasizing on the very good credit. Sometimes you can have about, say, $30,000 saved. But if you have a very poor credit records, if you have a very poor credit history, there is no way you are going to be able to secure a mortgage. So sometimes it is not always the $30,000, the $20,000, the 30,000 pounds, the 30,000 euros that you have saved that is important, but also your credit history, your credit records, your credit rating. Your credit score, it matters in the Western world. It matters in a place like America, and it matters in a place like Canada. You can have $50,000 in your account. If you have a very poor credit score, there is no way you can buy a mortgage. So once you are an African and you are in a place like America, Canada, and United Kingdom, make sure you build your credit score. Make sure you secure a credit card, and you'll be using the credit card to build a very good credit score. And once you've been using the credit card for a very long time, and you're always paying before the due time, and you're always spending below 10%, I'm telling you, in the next 6 months to come, you are going to have a very good credit score record that could enable you to leverage on the 20,000, the 15,000, the 30,000 that you have saved to be able to secure a mortgage, instead of you continuously renting a place, instead of you continuously allowing yourself for people to lease a place to you that you'll be paying for them, whilst the place can never become yours. This is a basic wisdom. This is a basic understanding of how accommodation system works within America. It's either you've been able to buy yourself a property, leverage on mortgage to be able to get something in your name, something that you own and you're paying for, you're living in and you're paying for, or somebody has built an apartment and you're renting a unit within this apartment and you're just paying, whilst this place is never going to become yours. So it is so important for us as African immigrants to be able to understand this process. Once you are in America, once you are in Canada, once you are in United Kingdom, if you're thinking and looking at accommodation, it's either you're going to rent a unit within an apartment, rent a unit within a condo, or it's either you are going to build yourself a very good credit score records and also save some money to be able to leverage on it as a mortgage, leverage on it as a down payment to be able to secure a mortgage and be paying for the mortgage in the rest of the years ahead of you, or depending on the terms and conditions that you're going to reach with your banks and the realtor or the real estate agent. This education is very, very important. It is broad. It is out there. It is on all the social media platforms. It is on YouTube. Now, if you want to know how to secure a mortgage, hundreds of videos are on YouTube. If you want to know how to build a very good credit score records, if you want to build your credit score, if you have a very poor credit score, if your credit score has been downgraded, if your credit score is unworthy and you want to lift your credit score, you want to do some magic with your credit score, you want to know how you can leverage on some credit cards to be able to lift your score. Hundreds of videos are available on YouTube to help you to do that. If you want to know the best and wisest way of saving money, investing some money, taking some money out there and not touching it, and be saving it for the period of, let's say, 5 years to enable you to maybe reach $30,000, $20,000 for you to maybe secure a mortgage. There are hundreds of videos on social media, hundreds of videos on YouTube to be able to help you to do this. We are living in the age of information. We are living in a technological age of Aquarius, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Fellow Africans, beautiful people of Africa, we are in a foreign land. If we are smart, if we are sharp, we can understand how their system is working, we can understand how the economy is being run, and leverage on it, tap into it, build our software, have an advantageous position so that we can think about Africa, think about individual countries, think about home, think about family, and build them better once we've been able to establish a firm foundation here. This issue with accommodation is either you are renting, or it's either you are becoming a homeowner, or you're becoming an apartment owner, you're becoming a condominium owner, or you're becoming a house or a homeowner. It's all dependent on you. And I believe with a little knowledge, with a limited understanding I'm having with this issue, with a little experience that I'm having from people that are owning their own, that are owning their own houses, owning their own homes, owning some condominiums that they have shared with me, is what I'm also here to also share with you. I believe we are both going to take some clues out of it and to be able to act on it so that we can stand to benefit and to stand to profit from it. And mind you, when you also secure the mortgage, and maybe the rest of the payment within the mortgage has been, you've been given, let's say 20 years, you've been given, let's say 15 years, or maybe let's say 25 years for you to pay for the full mortgage. That necessarily doesn't mean say you have to still wait for the 25 or the 20 years to come. Once you are still living in the mortgage and you can do some renovations in about say 5-10 years to come, you can still decide to just sell the mortgage. And once you want to sell it, because you've been able to do some renovation, you're giving the mortgage a facelift. There is the tendency that maybe you bought it $600,000, maybe say 5 years, maybe say you bought it $600,000 in 2023. In about say 2027, that same mortgage that you've been able to do some facelift, you've been able to do some renovation, you can even sell it for, let's say $800,000, or let's say $1 million. And look at the profit that you're all going to make and the money you can take out of this mortgage. So there's a lot of science, there's a lot of wisdom with this real estate process, with this mortgage process. There's a lot of sense. It makes sense. It is reasonable. I mean, it is a very good path for most African immigrants than to always be thinking about renting, leasing, and we are forever doing this without not getting any benefit, without not getting any profit, without not getting any returns out of it. So there is a sharp and smart way to the mortgage process, the mortgage journey. So sometimes to help you to understand this process better, it's better you contact a real estate agent or a realtor who knows a lot about this process for them to educate you. Your bank by itself could also be available to also educate you on this process so that you don't make a mistake going forward. Thank you and God bless you. Don't leave this channel without us.